Hare Krishna, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prishtaya, Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desataya. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langaite girim. Yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarine. Hare Krishna. So today we'll see verse number 17. So what we saw in 16 is Krishna talking about when he says Vedeshcha Sarveraham Vedyo. Vedanta Krut Veda Vid Chaham. So purpose of Vedas is to understand him, and also he is the creator of Vedas. So now in the 16th verse, 17 and 18, Krishna explains about the purpose or conclusion of the Vedas and what is his position in that, how he should be understood if he is the conclusion of Vedas. So in the 16th verse, Krishna explained about two living entities. One is Jiva, who is eternally in material world, and those who are liberated souls. They are beyond the material world. So now Krishna will take the conversation further. Who else are there? Uttama Purushastava Anya
Uttama Purusastvanya
Paramatmeti Udhartah
Paramatmeti Udahritaha
Yo Lokatrayam Avisya
Yo Lokatrayamavishya
Vibharti Avyayaishvaraha.
Vibhatyavya Ishvaraha.
Please stand.
Uttama Purusastvanya Paramatmeti Udahritaha Yo Lokatrayamavishya Vibhatyavya Ishvaraha.
Okay, so let's see translation and purport. Besides these two, there is the greatest living personality, the super soul, the imperishable Lord himself, who has entered the three worlds and is maintaining them. Purport. The idea of this verse is nicely expressed in Katha Upanishad 2.2.13 and Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6.13. It is clearly stated there that the above the innumerable living entities, some of them who are conditioned, some of whom are liberated, there is a supreme personality who is Paramatma. The Upanishadic verse runs as follows: Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. The purport is that among all living entities, both conditioned and liberated, there is one supreme being, supreme personality, the supreme personality of Godhead, who maintains them and gives them all facility of enjoyment according to different work. That supreme personality of God is situated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. A wise man who understands him is eligible to attain perfect peace, not others. So the Krishna is explaining further to the living entities. So who is beyond or who is above the living entities, we can say. So this verse, these three verses also has a connection, like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in its purport mentions that the last verse, that 16th verse, explains about the living entities, right? Those who are in the Baddha state, that is in the material world, is one level. Then the next level is the liberated, was beyond the material world. So that actually represents the Brahman. All these living entities are part of Brahman, which is the effulgence of the Lord. And now in this verse, he is talking about Krishna is talking about the Paramatma. So who is beyond, who is, we have seen the difference between Atma and Paramatma. Right? The Atma is knower of this body, but Paramatma is knower of all the bodies. The 13th chapter we have seen. And Paramatma is situated in all the bodies. So he knows all the kshetra. That is the difference. So here Krishna is explaining about Paramatma. So along with the living entity, Paramatma is always there in all the bodies. So that is this Paramatma which is Krishna explaining now. Also, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that the goal of Gyanis and yogis and bhakti yogis is different. So the Gyanis may reach up to Brahman or Paramatma. Brahman. And yogis, the Ashtanga yogis, they reach in the 6th chapter. We have seen that they reach to understand the Paramatma. That's Gyan yogis that we saw that they understand. After Gyan yoga, they do the austerities. Krishna is explained in 6th chapter how they should see it, how should be the asana, and then they stop all the external sensations and focus on the Paramatma at the tip of nose, and through that they focus on Paramatma. So that is yogi. So who realize the Paramatma. So the realization of that Paramatma is what Krishna is explaining here, that he is above the living beings. Why is above? Because he is with each and every living being. The living entities, they are innumerable. They are individuals, of course, and they know their own body and own kshetra. But Paramatma is above them. So here Krishna says, Uttama Purushastavanya. Uttama is the best, or the who is above the what Krishna has already explained. Paramatmiti Udarada, it's called Paramatmiti. Yo Lokatrayam Avishya. He is present in all the three worlds. So that is, he is present with all the living entities. And he is who is Avyaya, who is inexhaustible, who is transcendental. And what he is doing, Bibharti, he maintains the living beings. And he's called Ishvara, the Lord. So how he maintains? Like by accompanying the soul in each and every body, and always providing opportunity or impetus to look beyond the matter. Look at the soul and look at the super soul and try to understand the relationships between them. So this is how the Paramatma actually is the constant companion of the soul, and in all the three worlds, everywhere. And so Paramatma is above. We can, it's the above word is not correct presentation, because it looks like below and above, that type of thing. No, he is actually transcendentally situated in a position which is which has connection with each and every soul or entity. That was explained in the last verse. So what was explained? Gauvimau Purusha, two Akshara and Akshara. Akshara are the bound one, material world. Akshara are the liberated. So with all of them, super soul is there. So he is pare, he is beyond them. So Krishna is here explaining about that Paramatma. And that is the goal of yogis, to understand the Paramatma within the heart. And then in the 6th chapter, anybody can read the 6th chapter, how they control the mind and senses and try to realize Paramatma. So in the next verse, actually Krishna has not told about anything about him till now, his position. So that is what Krishna is going to tell in the next verse. So the Bhagavan realization goes in 3 stages: Brahman, Paramatma, and the Supreme Lord. So in the next verse, Krishna will explain about the Supreme Being, who is the origin, or who is the source, or the basis of everything. So that is the these 3 verses have the connection in the realization of different yogis at different level of understanding or a different level of knowledge and realization through that knowledge or that particular yoga practice. What is their goal, what they achieve. So the bhakti yogi, the goal is the perfect goal. So that Krishna will explain in the next verse. So we'll see that tomorrow. Hare Krishna. So any comments, any additions, questions, anything? Vibharti avyaya Ishvara. Maintaining. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thanks for joining.